Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. I'll put a little bit more light here. Okay. I think so. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what we're doing here. What we're doing. I just cut myself with paper, so I have a paper cut. Not good. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. Hello, Kitty 6x6. Kitty 6x6. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The bottom of my bottle looks really gnarly. I promise you it's clean. It's just old. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Facebook. You who are watching on Facebook, you need to tell me who you are so I can say hi to you. Because otherwise, I don't know who you are. And today is the first time we're doing Leaving the Wheel straight into YouTube as well. So let's see what happens. Let's see if people start signing up. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. like the doll Hello Kitty. Um, my name is Laura Gonzalez from Blue Witch by Laura Gonzalez LLC, coming to you from dear Chicago, Illinois, celebrating Beltane. And I have some very funny anecdotes for you today on Beltane. The most recent one is the one that sent me out like, what do you mean? I will tell you in a minute. For now, this incense smells so beautifully. It's ridiculous how good this smells. I wish we had TV with smells. Wouldn't that be nice? But we don't have it. We just have this. I need to go get a plate for the ashes. Please forgive me. I'm going to have to get up, stand up, get some ashes, a dish for the ashes. And I'm not very sure this is going to work, but we're going to try to make it work. Hello, Rosemary. The knife is in the house. And we're just giving a couple of minutes for more people to come in. We're going to start in like 2 or 3 minutes. Today we're doing our Beltane celebration. We're going to first talk a little bit about Beltane. What it is celebrated at this time of the year. Why is it celebrated at this time of the year? And we're going to do a little bit of a meditation. And then we're going to do a ritual blessing for Beltane. And I see that there are people on Facebook, but if you guys don't comment, I cannot tell who is there. So, I hope you can comment and let me know who you are. I tried this new style this time, and I have you here on the tablet, and I have YouTube on the computer, and I'm gonna have to put on the fan because it's getting hot in here. All right, folks, let's get going. Shall we? Shall we get going? What do you think? I think it's time to get going. So, once again, welcome. My name is Laura Gonzalez, Blue Witch by Laura Gonzalez LLC, and or just Blue Witch. A lot of people just call me Blue Witch. And today is May 3rd, and we are on Blue Witch Living the Wheel, and we're living the wheel together. We have done Jeff, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Here from, I cannot see. I gotta put on my glasses. Here from B Rabbit's Barbershop in North Carolina. Hey, hi, Robert. Hutch Robert Joffrey. Okay, that's the name. Welcome and greetings all the way to North Carolina. And greetings to, I don't know, Kitty, where you at? I'm in Chicago. And today we're celebrating Beltane. This is our third peg on the wheel. We did in bulk. We have done Ostara or Easter or Iostre. Jeff, thank you. Thank you, Jeff. And we are going to do Beltane today. And Kitty is from Chicago as well. So you and I are in Chicago, and Jeff is in North Carolina. So good to see y'all. And it's my pleasure and my honor to be celebrating. And I'm so, it really tickles my spirit that y'all decide to do the celebration with me. So thank you for being here. This is totally free. I accept donations. We always do. Hi from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Wisconsin. My dear Kim from Wisconsin. And yeah, this is a different angle for y'all on Facebook, but I hope it works. And I'm also live on YouTube. If you wanna see me through YouTube, you can jump to YouTube and see me on YouTube live. And Kitty says, "Thank you for hosting. Thank you for being here. It really tickles my spirit that y'all choose to spend some time with me. I know it's not for everybody. There are people that don't like to do online stuff. And my thing is that I've been doing online stuff for over 2010. What's that? 16 years? We've been hosting and we've been doing online stuff, teaching ministry stuff, anything and everything online since 2010. Just about. Yeah, because I started on paganism properly in 2009. So 2010, I started hosting stuff. So one of my favorite holidays, of course, because why not, is Beltane. Because Beltane has some very whimsy, sensual, sexual, playful connotations, right? Is the season between seasons, if you will. Um, by no means I'm an expert. I'm not an expert on any of this. I'm just a witch that is trying to live their life and practice and, be with you. And what I have known so far about Beltane is it was put on the wheel of the year like all of the other holidays that were compiled from Celtic, Nordic, Germanic, Scottish traditions. And I recently learned that Bell Festival, the God of Fire, is Scottish. So that's where the name comes from, for Beltane. Um, and what I have learned for the past, I don't know, 20 some years is that this is a holiday about sexuality. It's all about fertility. It's all about fecundity. It's all about the sun rays coming down into the earth, penetrating the earth, if you know what I mean. And then from the earth, all beautiful living things will come out. Now, in all the years that I've been doing this, whether as a practitioner or as a minister, I have never, ever, ever heard people saying that Beltane is not on May 1st. And 2 days ago, somebody got really upset at me and say that I was lazy, uneducated, and brainwashed by capitalism because Beltane is not on May 1st. So if you have any information that can corroborate that Beltane is not on May 1st, please, by all means, let me know. Shoot me an email, bluewitch@bluewitch.org, because I was floored when I heard that. But before we get into the nitty gritty, who am I and why am I here talking to you? My name is Laura Gonzalez. I'm a priestess and a minister. I'm an Islamaket for Kalpulish and Asli Xochicalli. I practice both indigenous traditions from Mexico, what is called the Mesoamerican region, or what is known as the Mesoamerican region. And I also am a priestess of the goddess and a pagan priestess, both ordained on the goddess tradition and neo-pagan traditions with circle sanctuary. Oops. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to move you. And I also love nature, and I'm here celebrating nature. And I'm here celebrating with you all because in a world, especially in present times, in a world that wants us gray or black and white, or in a world that is trying to have us be uniform looking, heteronormative, kind of like systematically confined and compliant. Is that the word, compliant? I think it is. Or complicit. I don't know. The idea is that the powers to be, the people that are abusing the planet, want all of us to be systematically the same. And because of capitalism, they're doing away with color. They're doing away with joy. They're doing away with whimsy. I don't know if you all have heard about the theory of the cars, but back in the day, in the 50s and 60s and 70s, we had green cars, yellow cars, red cars, blue, teal cars, light blue, dark blue, olive green, gray, white, pink, right? All kinds of colors on the cars. And now, if you look on the street, it's mostly black and white and dark blue and gray. That's it. There's no more pink. There's no more yellow. Um, Buildings, a lot of buildings and a lot of cities are losing their color. And back in the day, when houses and apartments and buildings were painted same, pink, red, yellow, lime green, etc., are now painted uniformly in gentrifier gray. And I'm sure you have seen gentrifier gray. I'm sure that's not the color. They probably call it charcoal or dark gray or something like that. But you know the color that I'm talking about. You've seen it because you've seen corporations that are using these colors now and time and time and time again. Um, so methinks in a world in which the oppressors want us to be gray for us to bring color and for us to express our devotion towards the earth, towards each other as human beings, or devotion towards flowers and nature and life itself, our devotion to observing the seasons, is not only an act of spirituality, is not only a way to express our devotion and our spirituality, but it's also incredibly political. Hi, Laura, you're going to start getting political already. Honey, I'm a brown, indigenous, fat, vegan, queer, pagan, migrant, priestess, child-free woman. Me breathing earth, me breathing air on this earth is political. So, yeah, for those of you who are new here, you know that's the flavor of the season. And for some of you who have been here for years, Kim, Hippie Janet, right? Some of you that have been here for years, you know I'm always going to be political. Witchcraft is a tool for liberation, and witchcraft is a political act of rebellion and liberation. And if you are a witch, it's a working title in which you are working for the liberation of everybody, including, obviously, your own agency liberation of body, soul, spirit, right? So when we celebrate that the earth is awakened, that the sun is starting to come a little more intensely down on us, and that fertility, fecundity, abundance starts buzzing with life all around us, we also gonna celebrate that we're human, that we're animals, and that we are sexual animals, that we enjoy pleasure, right? And I'm not talking about explicit penetration. Sex is the only way of pleasure. Pleasure could be anything and everything, right? For me, like right now, being here with you, it gives me a lot of pleasure and joy, right? And it's not sexual, obviously, but it gives me joy and pleasure. And so the season, I have heard people saying, is very gender exclusive and it's all about sex. And my 2 cents on that will be, for life to exist, listen to what I'm going to say. For life to exist in the human animals, you need a penis and you need a vagina. And you need those to come together, right? Whether the penis belongs to a man, a woman, or a non binary person, that's none of my business. Same with the other body parts, right? Women, men, or non binary people can have vaginas. So to have life, you need the two, right? A penis and a vagina. Whoever carries that, I don't care. I don't check genitals at the door. Never have, never will. Now, if you think that talking about the celebration of life is gender exclusive, then you need to make your mind a little more elastic, because we're talking about we need two people with certain specific body parts, whether they are male, female, or non-binary is not up to us, right? But in order to have life in nature, mind you, there are some creatures that can reproduce on their own by parthenogenesis, right? Or there are other creatures that one carries the babies when the other one does not have a uterus to carry the baby. I mean, seahorses, right? They're peculiar. They're incredible. But there's an act of sexuality that needs to happen for life to exist. The birds and the bees and all of that is real. It needs to happen. So what we're celebrating is that abundance, that fecundity, that life that comes forth. And in neo-pagan traditions, in the Wiccan tradition particularly, um, there was a compilation of myths that they got together to put the wheel of the year. And in this time, on Beltane time, which is usually on May 1st, we celebrate the union, yes, the carnal sexual union of the divine God and the divine goddess. Who are the god and the goddess? Well, they could be two people that are going to have children, or they could be the sun and the earth, or it could be the soil and the water, or, you need life in order to create life. And yeah, it's going to be sexual. So when people say, oh, we got to take sex out of the Beltane celebration, if you take sex out of the equation, then you're taking nature out of the equation, in my opinion. Now, not all sexuality has to produce life, as we humans know very well. Sexuality could be done by having pleasure only, to have pleasure only. But creativity and fertility and abundance are not only expressed by having human babies. One of the conundrums that I encountered when I became a neo-pagan more officially was this concept of maiden mother crone, because I'm child free by choice. And I thought I was not living my spirituality the right way because I was not a mom, as in birthing a human creature. And then thank Goddess for my teachers and mentors that I had back then, who explained to me creativity and fertility are not only about giving birth, children. You are the mother of your creations, right? And in my case, I just wrote a song about an hour ago. I just wrote a song and I couldn't think about one stanza. And I went and I took a walk. And when I came back from the walk, I had the stanza that was missing. And it happened to be like the first stanza for the song and all that. Uh, you will see it on September of 2027. You will see the song on September of 2027. Oh my God. Sandia says, can't wait to hear the song. Well, y'all gonna get to hear it sooner. The Calpulli is gonna get to hear it, but people are gonna get to read it on September of 2027 when I be writing for the Llewellyn calendar. But it was an Oshpanistli song, and that's my child. That's my youngest child, right? So we don't have to birth children, and we can still celebrate being a mother or being a parent, right? Um, and I think all of those things are very well um, part of the Beltane celebration. Now, of course, there's a lot of people that, it's all about sex, it's all about fecundity, it's all about the gender. And I say to that, you know what? More power to you. Because again, in a world that wants us gentrifier gray, like robots, all of us thinking the same way, eating the same food, reading the same books, listening to the same music, praising the same God. I'm sorry, but excuse me, I am not gonna be part of that. I like color and I like life and I like nature, and that's what we do. So we celebrate on Beltane fertility, we celebrate fecundity, we celebrate the sun, we celebrate life on earth. And for some people, I've been learning because I was called lazy and uneducated. So I started learning. Kim, I know you're laughing. Thank you for laughing with me, Kim. Um, to the point, Laura. For some people, what they're celebrating or what is actually being observed is the midpoint between spring equinox and summer solstice. That's what it is, right? So for some people, is the astrological midpoint between uh, spring equinox and summer solstice, marking the beginning of summer, right? Or midsummer's beginning, I guess. Um, and you know what? I am never the kind of person that is going to tell you what to celebrate or how to celebrate. But if you're here, you're ready to celebrate, and we want to celebrate with you. So let's do it. Um, I hope you all have your tools. I put it on the description for today. Ideally, we want you to have, let me light another incense. Please, Goddess, allow me to do this safely and not have any fire concerns. I know this is a fire celebration, but, and why would it be a fire celebration? Because we're talking about the sun, right? That's what makes it a fire celebration. Um, so we said we were going to have a candle, right? Ideally, you have your candle, a little cup of water, a colorful crystal. I find this turquoise, I think, is the best crystal for us to celebrate Beltane, and incense for the air. And I have this itty bitty incense here. If you don't have your tools, run, don't walk, but be safe. Please be cautious. Cup of water, candle, incense, crystal, and I have a witty bitty flower, right? Because we're going to be doing a flower blessing. Now, my friends, if you don't have a flower, it's okay. You have your hands, and your hands are beautiful flowers. You yourself are a beautiful flower. So you do not need a flower. What if you don't have any access to these tools? Worry not, my dear kitty. Thank you for asking, because all the elements are within us. Can we still participate? Absolutely. We are very, very inclusive here. Watch and see. Can you now, if you're driving, I will suggest that you pull over for the meditation part. For the simple fact that you need your eyes to drive. And on the meditation, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. So we don't want you driving and meditating. But other than that, through the meditation, we're going to imbibe the elements. And the blessing can be done just with our mind. We don't need to do it with our hands, but we can do it with our hands, right? So fear not if you don't have any tools. All you need, you already have. Now, if you're driving, please, for the love of the divine, for the love of Goddess, pull over. Find a parking space and pull over for a minute. But I hope you're all ready. I know I have 4 people watching on Facebook, so give me a thumbs up or a heart or something. Let me know that you're ready. Sandia, I think you're the only person here on YouTube, so let me know if you're ready. And Kitty, and La Dancy Nancy, and who else is on Insta? Hippie Janet and Sandia. I guess Sandia came and went and came back. I don't know. Sandia, I don't know if you're on Insta or on YouTube. I just know you're here. So y'all give me a thumbs up. Let me know that we're ready. And anybody, let me know that you're ready. Otherwise, I cannot move forward. Okay, I'm seeing hearts on Facebook. Okay, Sandia, can you please let me know if you're ready? And Kitty, can you please? Okay, I see hearts on Instagram. Good, good, good. I think we're ready. All right, friends. What we're going to do is we're going to sit back. We're going to relax. We're going to feel comfortable. We're going to close your eyes. I'm going to have to pick here and there just to make sure that the screens are still on. But you, please, please, please close your eyes. Sandy needs time. Okay, Sandy, I got you. I know Sandia is in Chicago too. And I see Kim has a flower saying, okay. Who else is on Facebook and where you're from? And who else is on YouTube? It's telling me that I have another person. I'm ready on YouTube, but have live broadcast at 8. Okay, got you. We're going to finish by 8. Join in, but ready. Okay. The TF Mr. Dula already, says Kitty. I'm parking but ready, says La Dancy Nancy. Okay, I'll wing it, say Sandy. Sandia. Okay, everybody. Deep breath, eyes closed. I'm not closing my eyes because I need to make sure that the screens are on. But we're gonna start by deep breaths. If you want to put your hands by your chest, that's fine. If you want your hands on your lap, that's fine as well. So we're gonna take a deep breath in. And we're breathing out. Very deep breaths in. Filling your lungs with that oxygen that is a gift from everything that is green on this planet. And when you breathe out consciously that carbon dioxide that you're going to give back to nature, to the trees, to everything that is green. And find your own rhythm and your own pace. Don't follow my pace of breathing. Breathe in deep, 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 deep. Filling your lungs with oxygen and breathe out. And as you continue breathing in and out, being conscious and aware of the intrinsic relationship that we have with nature. When we breathe in is because the trees have exhaled. And when they breathe in, it's because we have exhale. We are never separated from nature. We are always part of nature. And as we breathe in and out, we feel at peace with ourselves, with each other, with nature. We feel content. And today, my friends, we cease to be human in this very second. We are just spirit floating. As we breathe in and breathe out on this Beltane day, we are just spirit floating. And in this very moment, when you hear me clap, you'll become a seed. You are a seed. You are a beautiful seed. And someone is planting you deep in the soil. You are now experiencing the darkness of being within the soil. I know, it could be a little claustrophobic, but it's also an experience that is so unique. As the soil nurtures us, we perceive not only all the nutrients that we can absorb through the soil, but we perceive the moist, the water. We perceive the life that is beneath the surface. And we start growing very slowly. We became inflamed. We became a little seedling. And as we push up, we feel the warmth and the energy of the sun above us. And as we push through the last layers of soil, we become this tiny, tiny little seedling. And we feel the air that caresses us. And we are aware of 4 elements that help us grow. We have the earth that contained us. We have the water that sustained us. We have the warmth of the fire and the sun that greet us welcome to life. And we have the air that caresses us. And in this world, away from the world, we become a stronger plant. We start growing and growing. We're all the elements that are within humans as well, with the air on their breath, and the water on their cells, and the fire on their heart, and the earth on their bones and their skin. And we as flowers realize that we're not that different from humans. And as we grow and grow, we are now a little bud. We're probably 6 to 8, maybe 10 inches tall. And we are a fat, beautiful bud of a flower that is itching to be wide open. And as the sun continue lending its warmth, and the wind continue caressing your leaves, and the soil sustains you, and the water nurture you, the day, the time, the hour finally comes, and you open. Look at you, beautiful flower, opening your petals into the sun, opening yourself into the experience of life, opening yourself with all your senses into sensuality and sexuality, into color and life, into the music that is sang by the trees and the birds and the bees, opening yourself to bring joy to the people that could see you, that could come around you and admire how beautiful you are. You have made it. You are this beautiful flower. Sit on that feeling for a minute and ask the love, the divine, the God and the Goddess within you. Ask them what kind of flower you are. Ask them what kind of message you carry for yourself. And in the next moments of quiet, listen for the answers. The divine has blessed us with answers, with images, with colors and emotions. We have been a flower on this Beltane day. And now it is time. It is time to feel the caressing wind on our petals and feel the air that we breathe with our noses. We feel the warmth of the sun on our leaves as we feel the heartbeat inside our chest. We feel the earth that sustains us as we feel our hands and our bones and our wrists and our feet. And we also feel the water that gives life to the flowers as the water inside ourselves. For we are indeed human again, but no, without ever forgetting that at one point we were a flower. So I invite you to wiggle your toes and move your wrists and open your eyes and stretch if you need to. And let me know that you're still here. Let me know that you're still here. Somehow, some way, tell me that you are awake, that you didn't stay a flower, that you got your thumbs and your fingers back and you can type something. Okay, I see hearts. I see here. I see Facebook. Facebook. Everybody on Facebook, wake up. All right, folks. It is time to call on the elements. So, as we just did, and I'm sure you noticed, here human also. I was a moonflower, says Kim. Beautiful. I was, I'm here, Sabrina, human, beautiful. I was this flower, literally. You know, my imagination gave me the gift of being this flower, actually. So I'm very grateful for that. And guys, we're gonna call on the elements. I was trying to switch my incense, but I am not trying to start a fire here. So we're gonna leave it as is. So, I was a peony, says Kitty Black. Kitty 6, I'm sorry, Kitty 6. So folks, let us call on the elements, right? If you can, and it's possible for you to face the east. We call upon the guardians of the East, element of air, to join us in our virtual circle today. Welcome, air, so mote it be. If you can face south, we call upon the guardians of the South, element of fire, to join us in our virtual circle today. Welcome, fire, so mote it be. If you can face the West, we call upon the guardians of the West, the element of water, to join us in our virtual circle today. Welcome, water, so mote it be. And if you can face north, we call upon the guardians of the North, the element of earth, to join us in our virtual circle today. Welcome, earth, so mote it be. We call on the divine earth, the divine moon, the divine sun. We call on the feminine divine. We call on the goddesses. We call on the moon and the earth to bless us with their presence today on our virtual circle. We also call to the divine masculine, to the sun, to the earth, to the moon, to the man on the moon, to divine masculinity, to the gods on the earth, to be on our virtual circle today. And we also know that the sacred children, the sacred child, the divine spirit, all that is love, whatever you call it, the divine or spirit or soul, or tonal or sun or chi or prana or love or all that is love, I've heard it called. Divine spirit, we know you're with us as well. We have our circle, our virtual circle of magic from North Carolina to Wisconsin to Chicago to the end of the internet. Our circle is cast. So mote it be. So we have called on the elements and we have felt the elements inside of us. And as a flower, we have experienced being a flower. I chose the flower for today's ceremony, not only because, May Day is the day of flora, is the day of the flower, is about pollination, the birds and the bees, and sexuality and all of that, but also because the flower is an emblem of individuality, individuation, self-actualization. It is a symbol of life. Flowers have been revered and sacred for eons of time in very many traditions and religions. As a matter of fact, the white rose, right? And I think is the golden dawn that call the energy and the blessings of the goddess the white rose. So in our meditation, I was guiding you to become a flower. And by becoming a flower, part of the meditation was speaking of how the elements all come together to assure that the flower will bloom. And that repeats from culture to culture to culture, right? And I think that when we see flowers, we are so busy with life and capitalism and patriarchy that we forget to look at the flowers, right? We forget to look at nature. And I think the flowers are here to remind us that without them, there is no life. Yes, without bees, there'll be no food. But the bees are pollinating the flowers. The bees, the butterflies, the bats, the bumblebees, the moths, and whoever other pollinators that are coming around bringing life to the earth. they are standing, sitting, playing, digging into flowers. I find fascinating that we are so adamantly saving the bees. Yes, please. We need to save the bees. The monarch butterflies. Absolutely. Every other butterfly as well. But what about the flowers? We have to remember, we have to think about the flowers. We have to plant flower gardens. And we have to remember that we are a flower. We made it. We are alive. And we are part of nature. So we ourselves are flowers. Think about the Vitruvian Man drawing by Leonardo da Vinci, where there's a person with their legs and their arms wide open. And for a lot of people, they see that painting and drawing rather, and they think of a pentacle. But what makes me think is of a five petal flower, right? We are walking, talking flowers, my dear friends. And because of that, we're going to do a flower blessing today. So if you do have a flower and a cup of water, that's fantastic. If you don't have it, just touch yourself, kind of like on the places that I'm going to be calling, okay? I'm going to ask our little flower if could I please have a couple of petals, my darling. I need maybe 3. So I'm sorry. I'm going to pull the ones that are further out. Now, if you have a big flower and a big cup of water, you don't need to do that. Because say you had a big cup of water, not this itty bitty shot glass that I have, but if you had a big cup, you could just dunk the flower in the water, right? You could do that in the water. But alas, I only have this itty bitty glass because my altar is 10 inches by 10 inches, it's right in front of my computer studio where I now have 1, 2, 3 cameras. So time and space is of the essence. I rather say space is of the essence. So I have made a mini, mini, mini flower. And what we're going to do, dear friends, is we're going to think of the elements and the divine mother and father, God and goddess. And we're going to take our water and we're going to take our flower and we're going to dunk it a little bit on the water. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bless the top of our head. And as we bless the top of our head, we are asking the divine to bless our thoughts, to bless our ideas, to bless our beautiful mind, and to bless our connection with the cosmos. And as you dunk your flower once again, touch your lips with it. We're going to ask the divine that our words are that of devotion, that our words are gratitude, that we communicate clearly with love, with compassion, but with agency and boundaries, right? So we're going to dunk our flower one more time. And now we're going to bless our heart. I don't know where my heart is. I think it's right here in the middle. So as we bless our hearts, we ask the divine to give us emotional intelligence, that we can be both masculine and feminine, that we can be analytic and emotional, that we can be deep and silly, that we are gifted with emotional intelligence, not only when we are worshiping nature, but that we have emotional intelligence anywhere and everywhere we go. And now we're going to bless our gut. Bless your belly. Yes, we're going to bless our belly. We're going to ask the divine to give us good health, good gut health, please. That everything that is inside of our bodies does the job that it's supposed to do. We're going to bless all of our organs and our systems within us. Now, not on camera, but we're going to bless lower down. We're going to bless the place where our gender exists, right? And I don't want you to see me doing this. We're going to bless our private area. That in this Beltane day, we continue to be fruitful. Now, for those who want to have human children, say the words, ask the divine to bless you with human children. Now, for some of us that are not seeking human children, we're just going to bless our private area, asking the divine to keep us creative and to keep us open to all kinds of pleasure. Now, last but not least, we're going to bless our hands so that our actions are blessed by the divine. And one last dunk, we're going to bless our feet. Yes, I'm blessing my feet. That we walk on this earth with purpose and with intention. And if there's a body part that I forgot to bless, by all means, friends, bless yourself everywhere and anywhere with this beautiful flower. And if you don't have a flower, just keep touching yourself with intention and with the blessings of the divine. I am a strict person that likes to keep the time as we said we was going to keep it. So that is giving us 6 minutes before we need to cut. And I think what we ought to do now is say thank you, right? So we're going to say thanks to, first of all, we thank the divine for giving us this opportunity to celebrate together. We thanked Father God and Mother Goddess, the sun, the moon, the stars, the universe, the cosmos, for being in our circle today, on our virtual circle today. I like to thank the fire and the water. I like to thank the air and the earth for being in our circle today. I like to thank every single one of you for being in our circle today. And I want to thank these beautiful flowers for teaching us all their lessons. Our circle is open, but never broken. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. So mote it be. So, dear friends, our circle is open, but not broken. We will come back together on June 21st. I think it's going to be on the 21st proper. And look, if you cannot be present for the summer solstice because you have real life commitments that you have to attend, I'll understand. But it's going to be exactly on June 21st. So our next Blue Witch Live in the Wheel, June 21st, 7 p.m., summer solstice. We're going to do fun activities for summer solstice. We're going to do divination and cards and stuff. And all I have yet to say is thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. People who join from one app to the next, I'm so glad that this is working for y'all. Donations are accepted, but not, you don't have to donate. But if you can, my Venmo and my Zelle are there on the description. Um, please go to bluewitch.org so you can find. Right now, we're doing 13 witches, 13 weeks. We begin on June 1st. Early bird special ends on May 10th. There are a few spaces left. Please take advantage of the early bird and go sign up as soon as you can. Um, we also have the Tlacateteo series, the Colonizing the God. The month of May, we're going to talk about Huehueteotl, the fire god, says she while lighting a incense cone. And we had a podcast in Spanish yesterday. We're going to have another podcast on the 11th with Deborah Blake. So much fun. And then we're going to have Embodying the Teteo on the 24th of May, Chantico and Huehueteotl. I'm also going to be on 2 summits in May. Our sorcery hour, where I'm teaching about Xochicquetzali and the beauty of resistance, or some of that. I don't have it here written on my calendar, I forgot. And I'm going to be also teaching a class on obsidian mirror scrying for the Witches Oracle Summit. So a lot of things happening in May. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you all so much for watching. Tell me, if you don't have to run exactly at 8 o'clock, tell me how you feel today. Tell me if you have something that made you feel good. Ooh, Kitty says, thank you so much for providing this opportunity to celebrate together. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my love. You allow me to now be here talking to myself. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Hippie Janet, I know you have to go. You probably left already. But, greetings to the Corellians. Anybody that would like to leave a comment? Or are we ready to just sign off? Yes, no, maybe. Sandia said, I love the meditation. Thank you for sharing in community this Beltane. I love you, my love. And y'all going to be privy of the song soon. Then we have Kim Hu here saying I was a moonflower. What kind of flower were you? I felt at peace and content. I love that. I love that you felt at peace. I enjoy I cry when you said I was a seed. I was thinking that, I was hoping that that didn't make people a little claustrophobic, claustrophobic. But I love the analogy of being a seed and being in the dark and sitting with the discomfort a little. Coming in from Tepoztlan, Mexico, feeling lovely, remembering I am a flower. I cried too, says Kitty. Oh, I hope it's happy tears. I appreciate you, Laura. Love you. Glad to be. Laura, you cannot read without your glasses anymore. I appreciate you. Love you. Glad to be beautiful flowers with you. Seeds have all the information they need to become everything they need. Live their whole life. Yay! Why don't you sing it now? I don't know. Necessary Tears. I don't have a tune for it yet. I'm gonna sing you the last stanza. I'm gonna speak the words of the last stanza, which actually became the first stanza. It doesn't have a tune yet, and it's gonna be the Oshpanisli song. And when I went and take my walk, this is the stanza that I recover from walking. This is time to let go and paying back our debt. With copal smoke and songs, we offer back to earth. I felt so much watching myself unfold and my roots unfolding, growing, and getting stronger as I grow. That is beautiful. Sandia says, please. Okay, here goes the song. Doesn't have a tune yet. This is time to let go and paying back our debt. With copal smoke and songs, we offer back to earth. It doesn't match the tune of today because today is about Beltane, though it has flowers. Okay. We are sweeping the floors, La Solteot's blessings. Nana Tosi adores, earth we are caressing. With brooms in our hands, sweep away with reason. With flowers we dance, welcome the dry season. It's a small song, it's not too big, but that's what I have. This is time to let go and paying back our debt. With copal smoke and songs, we offer back to earth. We are sweeping the floors, Tlazolteot's blessings. Nanatosi adores, earth we are caressing. With brooms in our hands, sweep away with reason. With flowers we dance, welcome the dry season. This song is exactly for the opposite holiday that we're celebrating. But we were because I'm writing right now for something that is going to be published um, long over a year from today. I hope I'm not breaking any laws or anything with the contract that I signed, but it's not published yet. It might not even be part of the publish. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you have it in your hearts, please send a donation. Nothing is too small or too big. Um, if you want to come and be part of our teachings, please join us at bluewitch.org. Most of you have been to my classes, but some of you haven't. So I really invite you to come and check out our classes. And until we meet again, my name is Laura Gonzalez. Never forget that you are loved. Bye bye. Facebook, love yous. And bing. So when that we're done with Facebook. Bye bye, YouTube. Thank you for being here. Peace.